The power to laugh is it's not a gift, man. It's a trust. It's a community ideal. To be able to put people in the room and talk about some of the most difficult of things, painful, hurtful things, but yet congeal an environment where people can see their own humanity, show compassion, and show mercy. Civil liberties attorney Clarence Zara also said when it came to humor, if you lose the power to laugh, you lose the power to think. With that, I present the End of Racism Comedy Lecture Tour Virtual Edition.
I think racism is the reason why you never ever see any black people in candy commercials. You're laughing, but if you went to the local pharmacy, you saw a cardboard cut out of me with some suntan lotion, you'd be confused. It's a killer. They don't tell you this. It affects everybody. Guess what? Racism affects white people too. But they don't know you. That's why I'm here. Work with me here. Black people have Black History Month. Muslims have Ramadan. Latinos have Latino Month. Asians have. What do my white brothers and sisters have? Nothing. You don't have Caucasian Awareness Month or Black Appreciation Day or a white or Slavic or hopefully only help a pale cause. Nothing. Put out your right hand. Extend 5 fingers. I call this the fives. It's about thinking about language. Freedom. I believe there's always 5 letters to let us know just how close we are. 5 letters. Think outside the box. Here we go. You can count on it. 5 letters. I believe we all exist, EXIST, here on Earth, 5 letters by virtue of the fact we're all human nature with man. Therefore, it doesn't matter whether you're black 5 letters, white 5 letters, Asian 5 letters, or Latino, like the older age stuff. Ain't true. I'm Muslim, that means I follow Islam, that's 5 letters. If you Christian, follow Jesus. If you're Jewish, you get 4 or 5 letters too. The point of this is, as good as the sound is always going to be a head, and it's 5 letters too. Because our power lies in our unity, UNITY. And a hater, you know how a hater is. Most of them are angry, some of them are upset, some of them pissed off right now because they can't SPEL, and it's okay. So, hey, listen, man, if you can't spell it out, do the math. If you take 3 things away from the 5, it gives you peace. And that peace is spelled PEACE.
I proudly present the End of Racism Comedy Lecture Tour Virtual Edition, coming to a college near you. Hey everybody, Assalamu alaikum. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button and the notify button so you know when you're getting new episodes. And we just want to grow this project. I thank you in advance. Without further ado, let's get it rolling. The ShOUT Show. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Everybody, happy Friday, happy Friday. I'm your host, Preacher Moss. This is the ShOUT Show, the SOS. I hope you're having a great day. That's number 1. And we're going to be moving forward. Hopefully you have a great day. Today is Saturday, Sunday. We're just trying to send you off on the right mood. Brothers and sisters, hold on to your hats, put on your seatbelts, because this is Friday Funnies. And I'm here to tell you we're going to be going with Rudy Guliani Lies and Dies, brothers and sisters. Rudy Guliani Lies and Dies. Really, I could rename Friday Funnies basically to This Week with White People. That's going to be the show next week. We're going to have a breakdown. This Week in White America. And I'm going to just point to you the things you thought you saw but doubted you did, just to let you know that you did see them. Before we get to it, though, we got some housekeeping. Want to give a shout out to anybody that's coming out on the show for the first time. Thank you for Mr. Waleed Saeed, who actually subscribed today. Thank you, Waleed. Bringing our grand total to, I believe, the 128 subscribers. All praise to Allah for that. That's number one. Then number two, if you are a new person, come to the show, please hit the subscribe button. We need those subscriptions. Hit the like button, hit the notification bell. And you know what? That way you know, even if you can't watch the show when it comes on, you can watch it later. Because we got a show right now, brother. We got a show right now. And let me bring in stars in the building, starting with Sister Sultana, our consultant producer, and host in residence. She will be hosting some shows. And I want to give a shout out to my main man, Altaf Rashid, all the way up in Toronto. Thank you, brother Altaf. Sister Ike all the way in Indonesia, and Sister Rabina Chowdhury out in the UK. I know Sister Rabina's going to have a good one with this one today. In fact, Sister Sultana is already laughing. Brothers and sisters, I know in the religion of Islam and Christianity and Jew, it's not good to ridicule people. It is not good to ridicule people. It is not good to make jokes and highlight people's deficiencies. I know we're not supposed to do it. But damn it, I can't stop. They keep coming, giving me more and more information. I can't handle it. If I don't do this, brothers and sisters, this is an issue of my personal, mental, and physical health. If I don't talk about Rudy Giuliani in this die job, I'm probably going to have a stroke. I may, at some point in time during this broadcast, break out into random Bill Cosby imitations because I can't even speak in my natural voice. So let me give a disclaimer first of all. And I'm going to send this out to the white people, not all white people, but white people that hang out with Rudy Giuliani who claim to be his friend. Okay, Sister Rabina has chimed in. There you go. That's right, Sister Rabina. White man with white man with black dye. He looked like a cracker zebra. He looked like a GOP swirl stick. Oh, well, he got sweating anymore. He could have worked at Foot Locker. Write that one down, Sultana. That's funny. Okay. So let me get to my point. My mom always said, check yourself. Look at yourself in the mirror before you go out anywhere. Am I the only one who mama ever said that? You know what? You have to do your own self-inspection to make sure you're all right before you go out in public. That makes a whole lot of sense, right? And I'm just bringing it up because he has people who work with him. Now, let me expand this conversation a little bit. Mm-hmm. This is the man that's working for the man who don't want to leave office, who holds the highest office in the land. Hear me now. This is the guy he sends out to represent him in legal case. In court. People, Rudy Giuliani should not be in federal court, state court, people's court, basketball court, court of opinions, the court in your community. He shouldn't even be in that court. He should be near nothing that looks like a court. Okay? First of all, Rudy, if you're going to lie, tell a lie I can almost believe. Don't tell me a lie. Well, I'll get upset because I feel like you didn't put any investment in the lie. Like you had all this time, and this is the best bit of misdirection and misleading thoughts and presentation that you could do. I was offended. I have never been lied to that bad. In fact, when he started lying and sweating, and that's another thing. First of all, Rudy Giuliani, you have bigger issues going on around your head other than black dye. I don't know if anybody told you, but you're bald, Rudy. All this, look, Rudy, look. See, Rudy, all of this is missing. You got a reverse Caesar. All of this is missing, Rudy. You want hair everywhere. You want to put dye everywhere, and feathers or whatever fake hair you could come up with. Because, Rudy, I'm telling you, I'm worried, Rudy. You are, for lack of a better word, you are looking stressed. For a white man, you look very stressed. Maybe you should start working for Trump because you're not looking well, Rudy. You're not looking well. And let me say something to the other folks. There we go. He works with Trump. Trump is non-human. That's right. You got Dyer and Liar. Dyer and Liar. There you go. The Dyer liars. He really wanted the office. He wouldn't have been on the golf course. There you go. See, Rudy, all the people on ShOUT Show are expressing themselves. And people, feel free to jump in. Feel free to jump in. Because, Rudy, you have brought shame and doubt and disgust and further mistrust on white America. White America was shamed in this. I, as a black man, felt bad for white America. I felt like it was so bad at this press conference. Satan didn't even want to mess with you. Shaitan was like, nah, I ain't messing with Rudy. Shaitan was like, man, look, I ain't messing with Giuliani and Trump. You know why? I know I'm the devil. I know I'm the dark warrior, evil or dark. But look here, I have standards. Oh, this is good for our talk. You thought he was going to get a quote from the film here. You can't handle the truth. He couldn't handle the truth, and evidently you couldn't handle the root either. I'll talk. You can't handle the root. Yeah, 4 seasons. See, this is a lot of things, brothers and sisters. I'm not gonna say it's the end of the world, but I think it's the end of white supremacy for a while. I mean, white supremacy took a hit. And let me say something too. This adds something. I don't know how many of you felt this way. When I watched this press conference, I literally said, what year are we in? Because there was no way this thing could be going off so badly with so many lies, and it'd be 2020. 2020, the year of technology. 2020, everybody's got a cell phone. 2020, everybody could read. 2020, you got all kinds of media. 2020, what you said 10 years ago, they can find and use it against you. 2020, and this guy sat here and lied on dead people. On dead people. I did, in my heart of hearts, feel for brothers who are locked up. This was like, bear with me, people. Have you ever been up for a position at work, and you felt you were highly qualified for that position, and you put in for that position, and you don't get it, and you're kind of like cool with don't getting it, until you find out who they hired, and you like, oh, hell no. That's what I feel like with Giuliani. Plus, brothers and sisters, the man wants to get paid. I get after Rudy. Rudy wants to get paid. Rudy wants to get paid $2,000 an hour. Says he's going to be working 10 hours a day. Rudy, I give you $100 just to get your die job right, man. Your die job right and your lie job right, because both of them were suffering. So what I would like to do, brothers and sisters, is I would like to go back to the scene of the crime. And I am going to ask you guys to go back with me, and we're going to have a review, because maybe I'm being too hard on Rudy. That could happen. I could be being too hard on Rudy. So we're going to give it a shot. I'm going to make sure what I saw is what you saw, because evidently Rudy didn't see it. So we're going to rebroadcast this. This, brothers and sisters, I'm going to ask you before I run this this little video. Please clear the room of young children, because this thing is scary. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Rudy Guliani, full of lies, dripping dye.
The company counting our vote, with control over our vote, is owned by 2 Venezuelans who were allies of Chavez, are present allies of Maduro, with a company whose chairman is a close associate and business partner of George Soros, the biggest donor to the Democrat Party, the biggest donor to Antifa, the biggest donor to Black Lives Matter.
Lying, Rudy.
My goodness.
And Minister
Farrakhan
too.
To get you to give our people the truth.
Drip, 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 drip. Brothers and sisters, that is it. I'm sorry, folks. That's it. You can't make this stuff up. You can't make it up. Here you go. Yes. Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump are pals since he was mayor of New York City. Why is he in the courtroom? Like, why is he in the courtroom? Like, Donald Trump couldn't get any other fake lawyers like Matlock, Perry Mason. None of them were available. Ironside. He couldn't get in. He couldn't find any of those folks. You know, seriously. Calhoun from Amos and Ann. He couldn't hire Calhoun. He hired Rudy Giuliani. So, I don't really want to go overboard. Alex Haley, new book, Black Dye, The Story of White Roots. Oh, that's a pretty good one. That's a good one, Sister Rabina. That's a pretty good one. But let's get to the facts. Somehow, some way, when history recounts this thing, it's going to make him look like he was a hero. That's the way it works in America. And so I feel like for people who have endured long suffrage in America, we need to reframe things. Number one, people like Rudy Giuliani and Donald Trump, as far as I'm concerned, Donald Trump is not only not the president, but he is trespassing. And I intend, Sister Rabina, let's put together a petition to get him to stop trespassing. I pay for that White House, brothers and sisters, just like you do. And like I said, I want him out in the worst of ways. I want him to have to put his golf clubs out on the curb. I want whatever Latino in the area, in the vicinity of Maryland, DC, and Virginia to get his stuff before him and Melania can figure out what they're going to do with it. And where they're going to move to, people. They ain't got no money. The credit is bad. You know, and I'm thinking about this. You know, we suffer from these things. Like I thought about this today. You know, it should be a thing that any minority that suffers, if you do it over 25 years, you should be able to retire and get a pension. That's my thing. That's what I feel like. Like racism has been around so long, we accept it. It's like we have to reclassify racism in the United States. Like for me, I'm going to do about 3 more years, and then I plan to retire from racism. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put in my paperwork. See how the conversation goes. Hey, Preach, how long you going to be black during racism? I got 2 more years, man. I'm going to bag it in. And what you going to do afterwards? Man, I'm going to go fishing. We have to do that, brother. It should be the same thing for Islamophobia. In 5 years or 6 years, we should, at the end, if you've been dealing with Islamophobia for 25 years, you should put in your paperwork. And when they say, what are you going to do? Put in your paperwork. Listen, I started Islamophobia in 2001. This is my 25th year. I'm going to opt out, and I'm going to take my money out. That's what you do. We should have like a 401k plan for oppressed peoples. Why do I say that? Because if we don't come up with different ideas, you're going to keep getting the Giulianis. You're going to keep getting the Trumps. Dude, is it my imagination? Don't worry, Sister Bree. We're not going to send them to the UK. Wink, wink. We're going to send them to the White House. Wink, wink. Why did they do that? They'd be like, Donald, put him in a straitjacket. Be like, sure, you're president. That's the way they would treat anybody else. Sure, you're president. Just like, sure, you're Jesus. Yeah. You ever notice when people go crazy, they never claim to be Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings be upon him? I'm Jesus. What about Prophet Muhammad? No. I'm crazy. I'm not stupid. So listen, here's the thing. Let's move it to the weekend, brothers and sisters. I want to point out a few things. And these are just narrow things. This is coming up for Thanksgiving. By the time we do the next Friday Funnies, Thanksgiving would have passed. And right now, you have a lot of people who are going back and forth about, should I not get together with my family for Thanksgiving? It's a crapshoot. You're going to do what you want to do. But please, stop putting it on the news. Stop giving these reporters stuff to talk about. It's your independent decision. Some of y'all are going to have Thanksgiving, but real talk, it's going to be a small group because you don't want to invite certain people who you wouldn't have invited if there wasn't COVID at all anyway. Some of y'all just don't feel like having people over your house. Certain people. I don't feel like cooking for a whole bunch of ungrateful folks. I want all the macaroni and cheese to myself. That's right. I just channel my John Witherspoon. I want all the macaroni and cheese to myself. So I'm going to say that. So we got some comments here. They want to talk about voter interference, but won't discuss interference against African Americans when they had to count marbles. Oh yeah, the voting tax. Yes, I remember that. As they say, how many bubbles are there in a bar of soap? That was a legitimate question. Indiana. Send them to France. Lots of diluted Islamophobia there. You know, I have this theory, man. And we haven't tried it. But I have this theory. I'm working on my thesis. And what if we just had a 1-year moratorium on caring about people who don't care about us? Like, we get to stop caring about people who don't care about us. Just a 1-year moratorium. I mean, we'll have to work it out with Allah. We have to work it out with God. Be like, look, just for a year, God, let them do what they're going to do. Many of us have had to do that before. Many of us have been in a situation where we have to save somebody who don't want to save themselves. And I defer in this situation that sometimes you gotta step back and you gotta watch the train wreck. We're watching the train wreck now, except for the train is in the water, underwater. It thinks it's a submarine. This train thinks it's a submarine, and the submarine thinks it's a bird, and the bird thinks it's a bull, and the bull thinks it's a chicken. My point, brothers and sisters, we need to just step back, get your popcorn, and watch this thing. I really want to see what people, quote unquote, people in power, people who try to keep power, how do you work this out amongst yourselves? Because at this point in time, Biden is 78 years old. I'm worried about him having a birthday party. Because somebody coming out at the wrong time and going, "Happy birthday, Joe!" We might have Kamala Harris as the president. That's all I'm saying. 78, Joe, you're in the bonus round. That's why Joe can't wait. I'm surprised Joe didn't just go over to the White House, knock on the door, and be like, "Hey, man, y'all got to go." That's the way it works. Y'all got to go. Just like tickets at an OJ concert. Remember when somebody was in your seat at the OJ concert or the Temptation concert? What'd you do? You went to your seat. You didn't have an usher. You didn't need an usher. You were like, "Hey, 6 and 7, y'all out of there. Don't make me come and get out." When somebody's in your seat, you make a move. But we're trying to be good. We're trying to follow laws that benefit people other than us and don't benefit us. And they keep giving us these people. I mean, I can't watch Giuliani anymore. He should not be on TV. 1, he scares children. 2, he still has his baby teeth. 3, a man who covers the side of his hair and forget all about this up here. Even if he just put on a hat, people, a hat with the hair around it. Like, the boy looks like a white bozo. If you painted the red side of his hair, he'd be bozo. But sometimes you don't need red hair to be bozo. A clown is a clown. And sadly, Kamala Harris is going to push Biden off a cliff on Air Force One. Shoot. Somebody yelled bingo too quick around Biden. That might be curtains. But we'll work it out, though. And then no knock on Biden. Happy birthday, Joe. But stay away from loud explosions. That's my thing. And so I'm going to ask, I don't know who's in charge of white supremacy this week or this month or this year. There seems to be some discretion. But you need to have a meeting. Because at this point in time, I'm confused about the kind of oppression that you guys are trying to put out. I was watching, I'm telling you the truth, I was watching Giuliani, and I broke out into Cosby imitations. I did. I'm gonna bring it up for you guys again. You ready? Just hold on a minute. I'm gonna bring it up for you. I'm gonna bring Rudy Giuliani up, and I'm gonna show you exactly what I was doing. And some of you guys could watch and laugh along, but I am going to do this because it's Friday Funnies. I'll leave on both cameras, as a matter of fact. No, just one camera. Just one camera. All right. Rudy Giuliani and his hair. Okay, brothers and sisters. So I'm going to do my imitation of Bill Cosby watching Rudy Giuliani's press conference. And here we go.
The company counting our vote, with control over our vote, is owned by two Venezuelans who were allies of Chavez, are present allies of Maduro,
with the hair did
with a company whose chairman is a close associate and business partner with George Soros, the biggest donor to the Democrat Party, the biggest donor to Antifa, and the biggest donor to Black Lives Matter.
The woman pouring black stuff
what
on
do
your
we have
head,
to do
Rudy?
To get you
It is
to
raining
give
oil,
our people
Rudy.
the truth?
It's raining oil. That's it, Bill Cosby. Excuse me, Rudy. Who is pouring oil on your head? Because you got to coming from down like someone's in the shower, like the boop boop. Rudy, you need to dry the hair because you look like the Cookie Monster, Brand Dracula. You look like Rudy. You look like Rudy. You look like a truce. Rudy with the white skin and the black. You look like the flag at the end of a racing competition. You look like the flag at the end of the Indy 500. I think he did it himself. Can't get a salon due to COVID. Oh, well, that's true. That's true. So I'm not gonna clown Rudy anymore, but I'm gonna wind up on this point. As much as I make jokes, and I do make a lot of them. As much as I make jokes, there's something that's here to stay, and something we have to recognize. What we have to recognize is, for whatever we saw yesterday with this press conference, you have to understand that somewhere, someplace, folks are giving them a platform. They're giving them a platform. And in giving them a platform, somehow there's a belief, brothers and sisters, that this thing could work. There's a belief that Donald Trump can cheat and turn the election. No matter about Georgia, no matter about Michigan, he believes in his heart of hearts that he has the power as president, a lame duck president, but as president, that he can flip the election around. And as much as I make jokes, they don't want to tell you this, but it could happen. They don't want to tell you this, but it could happen. And the reason it can happen is because there are loopholes that says that Republicans can bring their own electors to the Electoral College. And though that would be a breach of constitutional law, all kind of breaches, it can still happen. And even so, the same people who didn't tell Rudy Giuliani that he was dripping liquid down his head, looked like a wet licorice, the same people who didn't tell him that's what it looks like, Rudy, are the same people who will stand by and let this foolishness go. For as much as you talk about, as much as we saw yesterday, here's something that you didn't see. You didn't see Donald Trump come out and go, Rudy Giuliani is fired. Nobody said Rudy Giuliani made a complete ass of himself, and he does not represent the interests of the president. I'm waiting. Have you heard anything? Now, you fired the guy who did a great job with the elections. fired him. You fired Esper over at Pentagon. But you won't fire a man who sat and lied. And it wasn't even a close lie. I mean, children are looking at the man like, Daddy, look at his hair. He got to be lying. Children can figure out this man is lying. And yet, somehow, he still stays in power. For lack of a better word, it's the okie doke, brothers and sisters. They gave you this to get you away from that. They gave you Rudy Guliani, so we're not talking about Trump. They sent out the clown. They sent out the ringmaster, so you didn't look at the clown. And they're both clowns in their own regards. But they understand that clowns with power. And those clowns with power keep everybody else scared. You know how many Republican senators actually come out and said something about less than 10? They condemned Giuliani. Have they really condemned Trump? Less than 10. And that silence speaks volumes, brothers. It speaks volumes. Because the Republican structure, the GOP, they're still afraid of Donald Trump. What he'll do, what he won't do. I'm worried about Donald Trump because, brothers and sisters, let's call it what it is. This man is insane. This is not him being stubborn. This is not him being obstinate. It's not even him being vindictive in some regards. This guy actually believes in life he can never lose. In life he can never be wrong. In life, everyone else must be wrong for him to be right. You know what I'm saying? Everyone else must be wrong for him to be right. And we sit here and we complain. Oh, he's selling the wife. Oh, no. You know what you need to do? They need to storm the White House like they did Fred Hampton in Chicago. Remember Fred Hampton from the Black Panthers? They need to storm the White House and drag him out like that. Or the house they bombed in Philadelphia, they need to drag him out like that. Or you know what? The police that shot up Breonna Taylor's house, they need to go in and serve a warrant like that. Because this is a crime, brothers and sisters. Make no mistake about it. This is not a person who's dealing with reality. That's why, man, we can laugh all we want to, but the cold part of it is, and I taught, you know me, I taught children with severely emotional disturbances. This guy is working in a space. See, people see him in this space, but something going on in this space where he actually thinks the world is against me. I can't do any wrong. Everyone else is wrong. And if you are not with me, I'm going to punish you because I have the power not to be the president. I have the power to punish you. And in that space, somehow, some way, he's figured out in his mind, I'm going to make this happen. And he's scared everybody else, whereby they are scared of their own opinion, scared of their own logic, and scared of their own intellect. So I'm gonna leave on that. Yeah, I'm gonna leave on that. Because that part of Friday Funny, that's real funny. I said Rudy Giuliani lies and dies. Well, you know what? That's a much bigger conversation. And I think we're gonna take that up possibly on Mo Better Mondays. If I don't see you guys this weekend, I'll be doing the show, but you might have other things to do. If I don't see you this weekend, thank you so much for coming on Friday Funnies. I hope you got a good laugh. You know why? Because doggone it, we needed it. Rudy Giuliani lies and dies. Have a great Friday, everybody. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I'm Preacher Mars. This is the SOS.
Hey everybody, this is your brother Preacher Moss. Listen, I hope that you enjoyed your shout-out show experience. We'll be back with the next show, the next shout-out show. A simple ask before you go, please help your brother out. Click that subscribe button, click that notify button, and I'll see you again on this side of the microphone. You probably wonder what that smell is. That's me. I smell good. And the reason I smell good is because I use oils from Tarifa Tar. So I'm not saying you can't smell good. I'm not saying you stink. I'm saying you have the opportunity to smell exquisite. Check out tarifatar.com for some of the best oils and scents in town.